Hey folks, Roby here with another Divi tutorial brought to you by the Divi Engine team. Now in this tutorial series, as you know, we are showing you how to undivify your Divi sites by fixing those dead giveaways that your site was built using Divi. Now last time, we showed you how to build out this header right here in the Divi Theme Builder. Now, if you haven't checked that one out yet, definitely go ahead and do so if you are unfamiliar with how to use the Divi Theme Builder. Now today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be fixing this ugly footer right here and build out something in that theme builder that looks a little bit more like this. So why don't we jump right to it? Okay, so now as usual, we're going to be starting here in the back end of our Divi site. And before we actually get to building anything, if you need some design inspiration for finding footers and stuff like that, I personally, in this installment, utilized Behance, and that's another great resource. Last time we talked about Dribbble.com, and Behance is another great place to just go type in what you're looking for. And I came across this footer design here that I thought looked pretty decent, and thought, yeah, let's see if we can divvy up that design and go ahead and build that out for you guys. And that's what we did. So hopping back to the back end on my Divi site, that's the design that we'll be following here. So why don't we hop right into the Divi Theme Builder. So we go to Divi Theme Builder, and here's that header we built last time. We're going to add a global footer, and then we'll just say build global footer. Okay, so here we are, and we can go ahead and add a row here. So we're going to add, and when I look at this design here, so let's break down the elements we've got here. Looks like we've got a 3-column row here. You know, maybe this is a 4-column with that extra space there. I'm not going to worry about that too much in this design. I'm going to say it's a 3-column row. It's probably a 50, 25, 25 that we've got going on here. And it looks like we've got another 2-column row at the bottom. Looks like we've got some text elements here, text modules, social media follow. And then maybe this is some blurbs here that we could utilize. And then again, we've got blurbs here with 2 text elements at the top there. So let's go build out the bones of this layout. So first up, we're going to put in that first column setup. So we said 50, 25, 25, and this is that layout right here. And why don't we go ahead and before we start adding modules in, just quickly start putting some design here on the section, just add a background so we can nicely see that stand up off the page. And for our background color here, we're going to put it to 20, 20, 20. It's a color that I kind of pulled from that design, and I used a little Chrome extension that just lets you pull colors from the page. I'll link that in the description of this video. It's quite a handy tool. Okay, so we've got our background color here. So now we can see a little bit more about what we're doing. And one of the things that we're going to want to do here also is just we're going to go to Design tab, Sizing, and then we will just, oh, not sizing, actually, it's going to be spacing. Oops. And we're going to make the padding for top and bottom 0. And we'll just link those up because we don't want any space between these elements. If we look over here to our design, we're going to be giving these columns some colors here. So we want that to kind of stand out. So then otherwise it'd be like a gap up here, and we don't want that. So let's come back here. So we're done with our section for now. Let's get into the settings on the row here. And for the row background color, I have a color also that I pulled from that image with my handy little Chrome extension. And we're just going to put a background color in here, and it's going to be 626A72. And you see that it makes that nice gray color. That kind of looks same as that one. So we've got that in there, and now we need to make some other small changes. We need to go over to Design and Sizing, and we're going to give it a custom gutter. I'm going to make that 2, and then we're going to tell it to equalize the column height so that when there's content in these rows here, that the gray box extends all the way down if they're not of equal length. So keep that in mind. Next up, spacing. We want to also adjust the padding here slightly, and we're going to put the top and bottom padding to 0, and we'll handle the padding within the modules and the columns themselves here. So that is easy enough. So that is all we're going to do here. Now we're going to get into working on the individual columns. So we'll open up the first column. That is our 50% column, the white one right here. And then we want to adjust the background color here to match that of the section. So we can either go type it back in, or we can go recent, and we can find the 2020. And you see how it blends here with the section background color now. So that's easy enough. And we just want to do some stuff here on the design. We want to go ahead and put the top and the left spacing here to 25. So top is going to be 25 pixels, left 25 pixels. And now very easily I can right click that and I can say extend spacing styles. And then we can say to all columns in this row. And then you'll see that all of the elements here kind of got expanded and got that padding added right to it. It's very easy to do. It's a nice little shortcut that Divi gives us. So this is kind of the bones of the operation here. And I will start adding in the various elements that we need to construct this layout. So we'll hop over to our image here again, and we have two elements here. It's got one text module, say hello, and then we'd love hearing from you. But let's hop back on the Divi Builder side of things and the Theme Builder, and let's add in a text module. So we'll create this one, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it a H2 tag. It's nice big text, and then we'll say hello. Oops, if I can spell H2, there we go. If I come over here, we can see the text kind of over there. We're going to adjust that right now. We go to the design tab, we go to heading, we go to H2 since we used a H2 tag. And then the font that I want to use here is Bench 9. If I type in Bench 9 comes up. And it's a nice narrow font, so we can blow that up nice and big. We're going to use the bold weight here. And then, of course, we'll set the color to white so that stands nice out, and 38 for the text size. And that looks good. And last thing we want to do, it's kind of scooched up on the bottom there. We want to give it a little bit of room. So we're going to put some bottom padding of 15 pixels here. And that kind of gives it a little bit of breathing space. So that's nice. Okay, so we're going to add in the next text module. And I'm going to type in text here and drop that in there. And then I've got some text prepared. I'm just going to paste that in. And I just put in there, we'd love hearing from you. We would love hearing from you. That looks great. And now we just need to go over to the design tab. And as you noticed here, we use the H3 tag. So we're going to go to heading and we're going to find H3 up here. And now we'll change the font to Bench 9 again. And we will be using not the bold this time, but we will be changing the text color to white. And then we'll change the size to 24. Just give it a little bit of a boost. And then the same as the other one, what we're going to do is give it a little bit of breathing room on the bottom. And we're going to add some 15 pixels down there. And that looks good. Now, the headings in these two columns, if we look over here, are kind of the same size as this text, right? So we're just going to go and be efficient. And we're going to go ahead and right click and copy the module. And I'm just going to hover over the plus, and I'm going to paste module, and I'm going to paste module. And then that way we have less work to do here in a few minutes when we get to those columns. So to continue on where we're busy right now, though, we need to add the social media follow module, because if we look here, we've got those three icons right there. So let's do that. So we're going to hit that plus button again, and we're going to say social, and then social media follow pops up. And we've got a Facebook and Twitter in there, which, you know, you'll add whatever icons or whatever you need in here. But I'm going to delete the Twitter for now, and you'll see in a second why. We are going to go to the design section here. You see that it's got this preset style for Facebook. We're going to switch it up a little bit, and we're going to add a border to it. And we're going to put the border at 1 pixel. And we're going to make the border white. And now we are almost halfway to recreating those other icons. And then we're just going to go back to content here. And now we'll go into the Facebook settings, and we'll just delete out that background. And now when we look over here, you can see that it kind of looks like that Facebook icon right there. So that is pretty cool. Now, one thing to note here that you're also going to want to put in is the link to your Facebook account and your other respective social media accounts. So don't forget to do that. So I am just going to duplicate this twice, nice and lazy. And then when I go into the second icon, I will just select Instagram, if I can find it here. There we go. And then as I just did, you would go and enter your URL for that account. And then lastly, we will just go select Twitter. And, as you can see, Divi now comes with tons of different, even TikToks in here. So, Divi's with it. So you can also go just add your link there if you have that ready. I do not for this tutorial. But anyway, so there you go. Now you've got your social media icons in there. We're looking pretty good here. And we are ready to go to the next columns. So let's do that now. Okay, so here we efficiently already copied over this heading text. We just need to modify what's in there. So we'll open up the settings. I'm going to paste this text that I had ready for our quick links in that column. And that is all we need to do, thank goodness. So that's nice and easy. But next up, we do need to add a blurb module so that we can create these little chevron things with our links in them. So I'm going to go ahead and add a blurb module. And yeah, that's not the the result we want, but we're going to delete out this content in here. And we'll just give it, whatever your link title is going to be. This could be home, really whatever you want it to be. Just for the purpose of this, I'm just going to put in link in there. Oh, I exited that by accident. And let's do that again. Link. Yeah, there we go. So maybe I'll just make that lowercase. Perfect. Okay, so we've got our link in there, and now we just need to go and set our icon. So we're going to say use icon, yes, so that takes the image away. And then easy way to find little chevrons or whatever, I just type in right, so it gives you all the elements that point right. Use the chevron. And obviously that does not look fantastic. But one thing we also just need to do is here under the link, you'll put the actual title link URL, so the link in your site. So if it was home, you'd link that to home. If it's about us, you put the link for about us and so forth. You get the gist here. We're going to go to the design tab to start making things look a little bit more spiffy. Image and icon. We're going to make our icon color white. And one of the things we're going to do here is put the icon image placement to the left. And that's starting to look a little bit more like what we want it to look like. We want to change the icon size though to about 21. That also makes it align a little bit better with the link text there. And speaking of the link text, we need to go and brush that up a bit. So we go to title text. It already knows it's H4. We're going to give it the font weight of semi-bold. And that is pretty decent. And then we just want to give it the color of white. And then we have that looking pretty decent. Now that's got one link set up. Now one easy way to get all your links in there, just go copy this link, for as many links as you have or might not have in your layout. And yeah, just make sure to go change the text here and the URL down here. Okay. So that's a nice and quick and easy way to get that set up. So let's take a look here. So here we've got our quick links. Everything looks good. So next we need to put the address, phone, and email. So let's get to that right now. Okay, so you're on the back end in the theme builder again. We're going to edit the column 3 text module here, and I will paste in my get in touch text here. You see that it stays at H3, so everything is nice and uniform still. So nothing else needs to be done here. Now, next up, we're going to be adding some blurbs again. So let's just go and add a blurb. And now, as you guessed it, we're going to put in all those additional details, which firstly, we're going to put in the address. So we can go ahead and type in address here for the title of this. And now you can put any address information here, it would help if you use the correct one. I'm just going to say 123 address Lane, Chicago, Illinois, and then some zip code. And that is my address. And then in image and icon, we will flip on the use icon, and then I will just put pen, oops, and select the GPS pen I want to use. I'll just use this one for the sake of this tutorial. And now we go over to the design tab. Now, just as previously, we are going to change the icon color to white. We are going to want to change the position to left. And next, we will be adjusting the font for the title. So let's go down to title again, title text, and we are going to make this semi-bold just like we did with the link. We're going to set the color to white, and additionally, we will go to the body. We will set that color to white as well so that you can see the address there. And that is really all we need here. So let's go over to the next blurb. So I'm going to make this nice and easy. I'm going to copy this blurb. And the next blurb that we need to add, if we look at our example, is the phone. So let's just go edit that. This time we'll type in phone. And then we'll type in a phone number in here. And, you know, put in what you want, 312-111-1234, whatever you feel like. And then, of course, we want to change the image icon here to a phone. So just search for phone. Bam. And now you can do some fun things with the linking here. You know, you could have done the same with the address, but you can put in the tell, which is to tell the browser that this is a phone number. And then you can put the phone number in here like that. And then it makes it a clickable phone number in the URL field here. So that's another interesting thing that you can do if you feel so inclined. And then lastly, next up, what we need to do is we will copy this blurb right here. And then if we look on the front end, we've got the email option. And we will go in and type email. And we're going to put an email address. I'm just going to put test@test.com. There we go. And now similarly, we will also, of course, find the email field. There we go. And one cool thing that we can do here, instead of tell, this time we will use mail to, which is the HTML link for emails. And then we just go test@test.com, and that makes it a clickable email link. So when they click it, it will open up the email browser or email client that you have. So there we go. So we are in pretty good shape here. Now we can see here that there needs to be a little bit of space on the bottom. You know, we've got the 25 pixels at the top. So let's go ahead and right here, we can just add to the longest item, design spacing. We'll add some padding here, and we'll put some bottom padding with 25. And you see that it gives it a little bit of breathing room at the bottom there. So that's looking pretty good so far, but we need to add one more row here, which is this copyright and the, you know, useful links, not the quick links, but, you know, about us and the privacy policy at the bottom there. So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, so we're in the home stretch here, back on the back end of our theme builder. We're going to add one more column here, and we're going to make it a 50-50 column, one more row here, and it's going to be 50-50 columns. And in the left, we have some text. So I'm going to type in text, and I have some text prepared as I do. Copyright 2022, all rights reserved. You see that pop in right there. We do need to do some spacing changes here on this section or on the row here. So we're just going to go into the settings and design spacing, and we just want 25 pixels of padding at the top and bottom. Scooches it in just so slightly. Actually, you know what? Let's go with 0. No, 0 doesn't work either. So let's just leave it as is. I'm just going to delete this out. I thought it might look a little bit better. We'll just put padding for the bottom at 0. Take that link out. There we go. Okay, great. So now what we want to do is we want to add some left padding also, just so that our text here lines up with the text at the top, because if you recall, we had padding over there. There we go. Nice and in line. Okay, so that's looking better. So going back to our text here, we just need to go ahead and change the design settings here. We'll just go to text, and we're going to change the text weight to bold, and we will just make that color white. Perfect. And that's really all you do here. Now in a future tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make the date year dynamic, so you don't have to go back every year and change that. It's a nice and handy tip for you, but that's not for today. So we're going to say okay, and we're going to add another text model here for the right side, and that's going to be for those links that we talked about. Now I've got some text prepared here that I'll paste in here. Now you can add any links here you want, of course. I just have about us, privacy policy, and customer. And what we're going to want to check in here, though, is when you have this text pasted, you go to the visual builder side of things here, or the visual view for text, and you can select the text and click on the link. And now you can add the URL for that link, or you can just go and select, the target. You can put title, text to display, and all that fun stuff. But that's how you would go about linking those up. I'm not going to do that right now, but it's just so you know. Now, similarly, we need to go ahead and work on the text here. So we're going to just select text. We're going to similarly also put it as bold, and we're going to make the text white. Now, the other thing that we need to do is just align it to the right side here, and it's scrolling all the way to the bottom. It's on the right side, and let's look at our example here. It does need that padding at the bottom, though. It seems to have dropped that padding off. Always fighting with padding in Divi sometimes, but yeah, let's go and just quickly go in the section again and design spacing. And let's just delete that 0 out there, and I'll add that padding back in. And now we have our footer. So let's save it and see what happens on the front end. Okay, that's saved. Oh, and just remember that when you create a new template, we just created this footer template, you just need to save it here on the theme builder page. Otherwise, it won't take effect. So let's refresh. And bam, there we got it, guys. Super easy, super stylish footer. Now it's basic, but this is just to give you an idea of what you can do with these layouts. And here you can see in the bottom left-hand corner that my email links up, and that my phone, see, mail to test@test.com there on the left bottom right bottom corner, and same with phone tell. So when you click it, it's going to try and make a phone call, see? Or it's going to open up your email client, which it did on my other screen here. But yeah, so there you guys have it. This is how you undivify the footer in Divi and stop giving away that you're using the Divi theme. So guys, this has been Roby with the Divi Engine team. Definitely like and subscribe to the video, and make sure that you don't miss any other installments in this series or any other content we publish. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. This has been fun. So I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Bye for now.